that whole freaking volume. Alright boys, I don't know if you guys can see very well. Try to get you guys better angle on the other camera right here. But here are the buffalo right now. Yeah, we're basically just observing them, and they're doing great. It's about to be calving season here soon, so you gotta be extra careful around these guys. Just make sure that you're not getting too close. But yeah, they look happy. They're walling around in the sand and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, but I'm gonna go check their water, and I'll bring you guys with me. Their water is like way over there, so we don't gotta worry about them. But we're also gonna see if we can sneak up on the actual watering hole, because apparently there are some rare ducks that like to hide around there. So right over that hill right there is going to be our oasis. But we're going to try to sneak up on there because we're going to see if we can find some cool ducks. I'll try to get some good photos of those cool ducks with the other camera. But let's just sneak up on there and then we should be good. Alright boys, so no ducks today, but pretty cool oasis. So I guess the rule of thumb here is, see that black plastic pipe right there? Basically if you could see the end of that pipe, then they need more water. But they are good. They're not really drinking too much water, but it's gonna be 95 degrees today, so that might change. They might be drinking more water. But anyway, yeah, it's freaking beautiful out here. But we're gonna do some work inside the actual shop itself. Just because it's so hot out. I'm not gonna do any fence repair or anything like that. But we're gonna replace a fuel filter today, and then we're also just gonna clean the shop out and all that kind of stuff, and then watch the Huskers basketball game. What's up, Q? All right. Okay. Let's see if we can get this thing started. Battery's definitely low. DeWalt. Alright boys, we're gonna take this thing over to the shop. As you guys can see, we have the skid steer here, and we got a bunch of this trash over here. We're just gonna sweep all this leaves and debris into that bucket, and then we're gonna put that bucket into the trash can over there. right, so this is the ATV. It's a Grizzly 700 FI and 4x4, and I'll show you guys. It has a dead fuel pump on it, so it won't turn over. But I'll show you guys the best part about this thing is that it's got 47,000 hours on it. This thing is an absolute freaking beast. But anyway, so this is the rebuild kit right here. Boom. We're going to do that today. But first off, I'm just going to pull this thing forward, and then I'm going to sweep out the rest of the shop. All right, so for the time being, I think this looks good. We're definitely gonna continue to organize stuff. Like there's a bunch of stuff over here and all that kind of stuff, but I've been trying to just do it in quadrants. I started with this quadrant over here, this fourth, and then I'm gonna do that over there and all that kind of stuff. But I think that sweeping just makes a big difference. You kind of like just like understand what you're trying to see. All right, so let's just try to unbox this real quick and just see what we're working with. Seems like it shouldn't be too crazy. Basically, we got to get this whole compartment off right here, which I have removed a lot of the screws that are needed. There's still a couple left, but once we do that, we should be able to actually, you know, get it all removed. I think we should be able to get everything out, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Boom. All right. So I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but so this is basically what we're going to be dissecting. And yeah, once we get all this all set, then we should be able to fire her up, and yeah, we'll see what happened. Maybe there's a clog in here. Maybe there's just a dead connection or something like that, but we'll figure it out. The one thing that I love about the Sandhills, I used to live in Maine for a long time. That's where I actually like started working with cows. And the Sandhills of Nebraska, the rust is just way different. It's not as bad as it is out east. Like that is just, you see stuff that is should be or would be completely rusted out, depending on the age and stuff like that, and it's pretty mint. So I don't know if it's just the way that I don't think they use salt here. I don't know, but you know, if they don't use salt here, they get just as cold winters and everything like that. Come on. Looked like there was like a little gasket in there. Probably want to grab that thing. All right, so let's just grab that little gasket, boy. Put her right back where she is. And then we'll pop this bad boy back on. So I guess we'll fucking see whether or not fucking made a difference. Or I'm just a complete jackass. Well, it would help if the freaking battery wasn't dead. Who the hell was using a half-inch thing on an ATV? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh! Whoa! Let's go! All right, boys, so we don't have enough time to assemble these guys right now, so we're gonna go over and we're gonna go feed those calves. I'm gonna go put that milk on water, and then I'm gonna come back here, finish this up, and then yeah, rip this thing all over the freaking ranch. All right, so basically what we're doing is we're gonna heat this milk to between 100 and 105 degrees, and then once it hits that, we're gonna go and feed it out. Let's test this milk. It says it's at temp, but just always a good rule of thumb to just put it on your be a little bit warm, but I'd rather have that than have it be too cold. Okay, baby boy. Yeah, baby boy. Come on. Are you gonna suck down that whole freaking ball, you big bull? What? What? So that's it. Nice. Nice. All done. All right, boys, I'm not gonna bore you guys with the rebuild, so I'm just gonna snap my fingers, and then basically it's gonna be all put back together. All right, let's go ride her around a little bit. This thing has a mind of its own. All right, well, I think I figured it out. You just gotta like, if I did that, it would go flying. So I'm gonna put this thing back on, and we're gonna take this thing out for a ride. I might put some gas in it. Let's just like hope that it doesn't freak out. Well, she absolutely rips, that's for sure, but no, I can't tell. It's like this, I think that the foot brake is not working because I can shift. Like, woo, there we go. It's gonna go forward there. It really doesn't give you an option, but freaking rips, that's for sure. So well, shit, boys. I think that we fixed her, but we did not fix her at the same time. I mean, she'll start right up, but we got to do something about this freaking foot pedal. Sometimes she needs a little bit of gas at the same time. All right, here we go. She needs a little bit of gas. Holy